What's up you guys, it's Max Gandy here. Today I'm going to be doing a review of my iPhone 11 that I bought. I got this one in white. It's released alongside 5 other colours, which I'll go through all of that in a minute. So this is my iPhone 11. I got it in the white colour. So this is just the normal 11, it's not the Pro or the Pro Max. I'll go through those ones in a minute. But interesting enough about this new one is they've got this is the 11 obviously. So they do the white, the black, the red, lavender, mint and yellow. So you've got 6 colours on this new iPhone. And then on the Pro and the Pro Max, which are the higher grade sort of ones, like the grade up, I think you just get space grey, silver, gold, and the new midnight green, which I've actually seen, and it's not my favourite colour in terms of what colour I would like on a phone. I mean, I like bright colours, so I mean the one colour that I would have liked to get from, I'm sure many people know, they do an XR or a 10R as it's pronounced. They did a blue one, and which is like this sort of colour actually. And I wish they'd done it on this phone, because I probably would have bought that. As I, I really like the blue, but unfortunately, so I just decided to go for the white. And I was torn between getting the red and the white, but in the end, I decided to go with the white because you can have a case and stuff with it. And I mean, I've got quite a few cases and stuff. I mean, I'm just using a white plain silicone one at the moment that I got off of eBay. So I'll put the link in that down in the description actually. So this new iPhone, this one's got the 2 cameras on it. So the top one is a wide camera lens and the bottom one is an ultra wide. And then obviously you still get the quad LED flash and the microphone. And with the new models, they've moved the Apple logo into the middle. So on the sort of old iPhones, they used to have them up there. I'll grab one for you, I'll show you what it looks like. So as you can see, that they've moved the logo now. So obviously this one here now, they've moved it from down here right into the middle, and also they've got rid of a lot of the iPhone branding and things, and you can just about very slightly, I don't know whether this will pick it up on the video, just very slightly, yeah, you can't really see it, but they've just got like the standard like logos and things there. But interesting enough about this one is it's got a glass back, so I believe it started with the iPhone 10 and the 8 and the 8 Plus. And then obviously I had the 10s, the 10s Max and the 10R last year. But it's all got wireless charging and everything. I mean, it's not something that I use because I prefer to have something that I can plug in, because I feel like it's if I wanted to answer a phone call or something, I'm going to be able to do that. Whereas if I take it off charge, it's sort of like taking it off charge, using it, taking it off charge sort of thing. So I'd rather plug it in really. So yeah, coming back to the camera, this one is a wide lens and this one is an ultra wide lens. Now if you get the Pro, where sort of my quad LED flash is, you get a telephoto lens as well. And that's one of the things that I would have liked to have had on this one instead of the ultra wide, because personally, I don't tend to use the ultra wide that much. It's a bit of a gimmicky sort of thing. It's not something that I've used. It's good if you want to capture a really wide shot, but I don't tend to have a lot of those, so I would have preferred to have the telephoto. So obviously you've got the telephoto on the telephoto and the wide one on the X and the 10 and the 10S, and obviously the max variants of the 10S. But I'm happy enough with the camera of this. I mean, the camera of this is brilliant quality, and that we'll come onto the front camera in a bit. But the back quality, both of them, I think they can record 4K 60 frames per second. And as for the front camera, that's the same. It can record 4K 60 frames a second. So that's pretty good for a smartphone camera, considering that it's going to be something that you're going to be using all the time. And the fact that you can go anywhere and you can take a really, really good picture, whether it be at your normal lens sort of width or your ultra wide. So in the camera, it's got a new night mode feature on all the new iPhone 11s and the iPhone 11 Pros. So this has actually come up with some really, really good pictures. I'll just show you this one here now. Let's try and get rid of the reflection. So basically, I think it uses something called Deep Fusion, and it like enhances all the looks of the images and things. I think it was one of the new updates on the iOS software and stuff. And obviously, if you're part of Apple, you'll know all about the iOS and everything, and iPad OS and Mac OS and all of that. But yeah, so the Deep Fusion, I believe it sort of enhances all the things inside the picture and things. I'm not quite sure. I'm fairly technological, but there's certain things which I don't understand, and that is one of them. So one of the other big differences between the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro is the screen. Now, don't get me wrong, the screen on this is absolute brilliant quality. So this has got the LCD screen, which is, to be honest, it's done a lot better than I thought it would have done. I thought that the LCD screen, because obviously I had a 6S Plus before, that had an LCD screen, and the new one that I've got, the 11, also got the LCD screen. But with the Pro and the Pro Max, you get OLED, and that's the same with like last year's. That's the same with last year's 10 and 10S Max and things like that. They've all got the OLED, so I don't know what this was. So that's the main difference between the difference between the 11 and the 11 Pro. And that's also the same for the 10R and the 10S and 10S Maxes last year, is the fact that the 10R had an LCD. So essentially this is sort of like a reworked version of the 10R. It's got the same screen and everything, but it's completely different. But the thing is, what I would personally say is that if you were looking to get a new iPhone, say you're upgrading from like a 7 or something, I'd say probably go for the 10R. I mean, the 10R is a brilliant phone. It's one of the best phones you can buy out there. And now they're at affordable price. You can go onto Apple or go onto wherever, and they're about £600, whereas this one's about £750. And yeah, it's a bit more, but the main reason I went for the iPhone 11 over the 10R was because of the longevity of it. I mean, I probably won't have this phone until the end of its sort of life, and sort of as I did with the 6S. The 6S was this was the last year that it was going to be supported. So I decided that now was time to get a new phone, and the battery had sort of started to play up on it and everything. And that brings me on to another thing about the 11, is the fact that the battery on this is absolutely amazing. I mean, I've gone through 3-4 days. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm a light user of the phone. I wouldn't say I'm a heavy user of the phone. But 4 days, 3 or 4 days on a charge is absolutely brilliant. And for what I use it for, I mean, I use it for my social stuff and everything. And also I take pictures and all of that, and scroll through emails, do, email writing, web browsing, all of that. And I still managed to get 3 or 4 days out of it. I mean, the other day, it was Thursday, I think, I charged it up, and I only had to put it on charge on Monday morning. I mean, that is pretty good, to be honest. So with the 11s as well, you get the Apple A13 chip, and that is what I'm going to go as far as to say that is the most powerful chip you can have in a phone. I mean, Apple chips are above all the rest of all the companies, and yeah, people will disagree with that and stuff, but you look at things that I think it's called Geekbench or something, and people have done Geekbench scores of it, and they're way above something like a Samsung S10. And obviously that's sort of this year's phone as well. Obviously the Samsungs, I think they were released in February, March time, so it's a bit of a different timing period. But the A13 is the most powerful thing. I mean, it probably takes me like 10 seconds just to turn on the phone. That is nothing. I mean, I've got an iPhone 4 over there. It takes about a minute. So, but compared to this, which is my old phone, well, old phone before the 6S, so this is a 5S, the screen is so much better. Obviously, you get the different size. But hello, you can see me. Hello. So obviously this phone is, I think it's 6.1 inches. The Pro you get 5.8, and the Pro Max you get 6.5. Now personally, I wanted to get the Pro Max, but I just considered it, and I thought, for an extra like £450, is it worth it? And the LCD screen on this, which I've talked about earlier, but the LCD screen on this it's near enough to an OLED. And when I've used this in the dark, and the blacks on it are so deep that you wouldn't think it's an LCD, but you can just about tell it's an LCD because they've got that sort of, then they're not like the deep blacks like you get with an OLED. So obviously you still get Apple Pay with the 11, but obviously now they use the Face ID. Now I've used this a few times, and I had a bit of difficulty with it at the start. I think it was due to the fact that I've been using the touch sensor most of my life. Well, not most of my life, but for 4 or 5 years. And then so basically to get this up, you double tap the side button, and it comes up with all your card details and stuff. I'll blank all of that out. But, so you can just go up to the checkout and pay for it. And interestingly enough, I actually paid over Apple Pay for this. So Apple Pay doesn't actually have a limit. Although in some stores, like where I work, we're only up to £30. I don't know why, it's old systems and stuff. But so I've got a range of cases and stuff which I bought off of eBay, so I'll put that in the description. I've got a blue one of this, a red one. I also bought a clear Spigen one, and I also bought one in, I think I went shopping in Southampton, and I got one there. So with the new iPhones as well, is that it probably doesn't really pick it up on the video, but this is all glossy, this one, and then at the camera here it's all sort of matte. Now on the Pro and the Pro Max, you've got a matte back and a shiny glossy bit. So I got a friend who's got a Pro Max and she's got the silver one. And hers is sort of like a matte back, and it feels quite weird actually. It's sort of like, it's like a frosted glass, which is quite nice actually. And then you've got like a glossy bit around the camera, so sort of little fun fact there. I'll link all the description to everything that I've sort of got for my phone down below. Obviously I've got a screen protector, glass screen protector and everything on that, because I don't want to drop my phone, I don't want it cracking. And interestingly enough, today it actually fell off my dashboard in my car, and sort of like smashed on the dashboard and then fell on the floor, and it's still doing fine. And that's another thing with the new iPhones. The screen replacements on them are so expensive. I mean, I think it's like £200 or £300 for a screen replacement. So, and if you smash the back as well, I think the backs are absolutely awful to replace. So you're looking at £500 if you completely smash your phone. So you might as well go and buy a new phone. So thanks for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, then make sure to go and like it. And also, if you enjoyed this sort of content, then subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think of the new iPhone down below if you've got one. But I personally think it's one of the best phones you can buy out there. And obviously it's going to last 5 years knowing Apple's ecosystem and everything. So, thanks for watching this video. See you later.